Hello, today is day 7 of VEDA. So I was running out of ideas for VEDA and I went to Instagram and I was like, somebody give me an idea. And someone did give me an idea, a great idea to talk about dreams. And I don't know why I haven't thought about this before, because all of the work in my senior thesis art show in college was based off of a dream I had. Dreams are pretty weird, huh? They kind of interest me a lot because it's like your subconscious technically isn't a word. What I learned while doing my senior thesis, I was like, I had to write a paper to go along with my senior thesis. And I kept putting the word subconscious in there. Subconscious technically isn't like a real word, or technically doesn't go, it's your unconscious. Or she was just saying subconscious was something that we like had made up. I have to double check that. Cause like subconscious is a thing, I guess, but it's unconscious. It's unconscious, not subconscious. I have no idea. I think dreams are interesting because it's like your unconscious is talking to you in a way. It's like you're sleeping and your head is just coming up with these crazy images, and they're different for everybody, and I guess they're triggered by different things. And I mean, I don't know the science behind it, but I'm kind of interested to know the science behind it. So I keep like a dream journal that I try to write in when I dream, but usually what happens is I'll wake up from a dream and then go, oh, that was weird, and then I immediately fall back to sleep and I just don't write it down, and then when you wake up you kind of like forget everything, and I'm just like, But I do occasionally write my dreams in here. I started doing this since a couple years ago when I had this really weird, bizarre dream. So some of the notes I keep in here are like really short, and then some are really detailed, and I've like put drawings of like the spaces. Interesting, good job, sleepy me, for doing that. So I thought I would share that first really weird dream that I had a couple years ago. And this is the original paper that I had wrote the dream down when I immediately woke up, because I knew it was something I needed to remember. So I guess I'm going to read it to you now. I wrote everything out in like a quick bullet form, so nothing is a complete sentence. I started off describing the space. House with many different people. I associated this with a boarding house. There's a very old woman who lived on the second floor, and she could do magic kind of stuff. I think I awake associated with her to be some kind of witch. There was a young boy who lived on one of the top floors. I've been telling people 5th or 6th, but I didn't write that down. 5th or 6th floor. I don't know. The boy had become possessed, and one day everybody who was in the house at the time kind of like gathered in the stairwell outside of the boy's room to kind of like help him not be possessed, or for him to like gain control over the possession. And I remember this like so clearly, this dream. It was so freaky. So in the dream, I was walking up the stairs and I got outside and I joined everybody outside the boy's door. And I remember in the dream, I put my hand on the door frame of the door, and it kind of just like immediately, as soon as I touched it, rotted, and like the frame just like fell down. I tried to speak to the boy, and he came outside the room to talk to us, to me and the other people on the stairwell. I wrote name here. He must have told me his name in the dream, and I forgot. By talking to the boy, he like gained control over the evil spirit for a short period of time, and that was when that old woman who lived on the second floor, that witch, she appeared with her equally as old sister who was visiting her at the time. And they were like, oh, we know magic and all that kind of stuff. We'll exorcise the boy and get rid of this evil spirit. And everybody was like, okay, and we left. I think my mom was kind of like in charge of this boarding house, or she was working there or something, but she had called up to me because she was on the bottom floor and I was on the stairs, and she had called to me to ask if she could do anything. And I said the old woman who lived on the second floor, her sister was visiting and all her stuff is downstairs. We should bring it up for her. And my mom was like, okay, I'll bring it up. Then like 5 minutes had passed and she called back up to me and said that she couldn't find them. They didn't exist. And I was like, that's weird. So I ran downstairs, saw nothing there. I ran back upstairs to the old woman's room and I knocked on her door to tell her that we couldn't find her sister's belongings. And this is where this dream gets really messed up. I open the door. There is no sister. That boy that was possessed isn't there. The room is like almost completely pitch black, except for in the center of the room, there's kind of like a spotlight coming down. And in the center of the spotlight is a table. And behind the table was sitting the old woman. If you were facing the old woman, on your right side, her left side, was sitting also a stuffed horse. And not like a little like plushy stuffed horse. It was like quite large, like almost regular size, like in between like a regular sized horse and a pony. Then this old woman proceeded to take her thumbs, scoop out her eyes, put the eyes where the horse's eyes would be. Then she got on the horse and began to ride it. And what I also wrote is while the old woman was doing this, that spotlight in the room was flickering on and off, but not like a fast flicker. It was like on, off, on, off. It was very rhythmic. I think in the dream, I thought to myself that I was going crazy. So I ran out of the room, I ran down the stairs, and as I was running down the stairs, there was a car horn going beep, beep, beep. Normally you would associate that with your alarm going on and off to like wake you up, but I didn't have an alarm set. I run down the stairs and I was like, who the hell is beeping? What is going on? And I opened the front door. Some guy in this kind of like classic convertible, maybe like from the 50s or 60s, you know, like those classic cars. It was green, and I can't really tell you anything other than the fact that it was green. So this guy in this car, as I open the door, pulls out of a parking spot and drives away. And then I woke up. So that was that really weird dream that I had. Hope you enjoyed listening to it, and if you have any weird dreams, let me know what they were like below. If you know anything about symbolism in dreams, why I might have been dreaming any of that, also let me know. I mean, I did research when I did my thesis, and something that prominently came up in my paper was not any of the weird stuff that was going on in the dream, but the fact that this was taking place in this kind of like boarding house. And houses mean a lot, but the fact that this was a boarding house instead of a house, but it was like a house, was I think a big symbol thing. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of the day and that you don't have any weird dreams. Bye!